Today, we will continue with Chapter 4 Chemical Equation and Stoichiometry. Continue with Subtopic 4.2 Stoichiometry. Part 1, Third Hours. Stoichiometry with learning outcome. At the end of this topic, students should be able to learning outcome A already discussed last session. Today, we will continue with learning outcome B. How to define limiting reactant. 2. How to define theoretical and actual yield. 3. How we define percentage yield. Learning outcome C, we discuss next lesson. Next, limiting reactant and percentage yield. We use analogy how to explain limiting reactant and percentage yield. Look at the picture A. We prepare 12 ounce or 2 scoop ice cream, 1 cherry and 50 milliliter syrup to make delicious one sundae. Look at picture B. We have 8 scoop ice cream, 6 cherry and 100 milliliter syrup. What you think? How many cups of sundae can be made? $100 milliliter syrup, 2 cherry and 4 scoop ice cream to produce to make 2 sundae. Which one limits the number of cups of sundae? Hot questions. If this were a chemical reaction, the syrup would be the limiting reactant or limiting reagent. So what is limiting reactant? Limiting reactant is the reactant that is completely consumed in a chemical reaction and limits the amount of product forms. The reactants that do not limit the amount of product, such as ice cream and cherry, are in excess. So, what is the definition of excess reactant? An excess reactant is the reactant that is present in a quantity greater than is required to completely react with the limiting reactant. Okay, next. To cup of sundae would be the theoretical yield. Theoretical yield. What is theoretical yield? Theoretical yield is the amount of product that can be formed in a chemical reaction based on the amount of limiting reactant. Suppose we accidentally spill the syrup and can only come up with 1 cup of sundae. 1 cup of sundae would be the actual yield. Actual yield. Actual yield is the amount of product actually obtained from the chemical reaction. The actual yield is always equal to or less than the theoretical yield because a small amount of product is usually lost to other reaction or does not form during reaction. Percentage yield. So what is percentage yield is the proportion of the actual yield to the theoretical yield. Percentage yield can be calculated as follows. Here's a formula, percentage yield. Percentage yield equal to actual yield of the theoretical yield multiplied with 100. To relate with analogy, the making of sundae, percentage yield equals to 1 sundae over to 2 sundae multiplied with 100 equals to 50%. So, we obtain only 50% of our theoretical yield. Now, we already know definition of limiting reactant, excess reactant, actual yield, theoretical yield, and percentage yield. Next, how we determine limiting reactant. Using Stoichiometry method to determine limiting reactant. Let's study 4 steps to determine limiting reactant. First step, write complete equation. Second step, calculate mole present of reactants A and B. Calculate amount of reactant B required to react completely with reactant A. Last, compare the amount of B required with that available in the system. If B present less B required, B is limiting reactant. But if B present greater than B required, B is excess reactant. Automatically, A as limiting reactant. Thank you.